So President Trump continues to double down on this idea of abolishing the IRS and canceling income taxes altogether. And instead, the federal government is going to raise revenue with tariffs on imported goods and services alone. So it's an interesting idea. The practicality of it is still a bit suspect. But the other day, his new Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, was giving an interview and reiterated his idea to create this external revenue service, get rid of the internal revenue service, and let outsiders pay. So impose tariffs on imported goods and services. No indication yet what those rates would be, but that would be the substitute for an income tax. Is to simply raise tax revenue through tariffs on imported goods. Now, obviously, a couple of problems there, right? The first question is, can you even import enough goods to impose tariffs and raise the revenue needed? And then ultimately, who actually pays, right? The importer is going to be charged the tax, but does this ultimately get passed on to the consumer? And the short answer is yeah, of course it will. So this concept is not totally new, right? There are a number of countries in the world that don't have income taxes and impose tariffs alone. So if we take a quick look at, so we have a listing, good old Wikipedia gives us a list of countries by their weighted tariff rate. And so if we sort by highest to lowest, you can see at the very top there, we have Bermuda and the Cayman Islands with some really, really high rates, right? The Bermuda at 23.8, Cayman's a little over 20%. Now, these two countries have high tariff rates because they don't have income taxes, right? So Bermuda and the Cayman Islands, they don't have personal income tax. There's no corporate income tax, no capital gains tax, no gift or estate taxes. So basically no tax revenue at all on any kind of form of income. Bermuda does have a payroll tax, right? So if you are living and working in Bermuda and earning a wage, you're going to pay some payroll taxes, but Cayman doesn't have any of that at all. So these countries are able to make it work, but obviously they are very different from the U.S., right? Bermuda and Cayman, much smaller in land area, much smaller populations. I think the population in both countries is maybe about 60,000 people. So they're able to make it work with very high tariff rates, but the same is probably not going to be true for the United States. Now, this idea of abolishing the income tax, certainly not new. A lot of people have floated it. There's actually a bill in Congress right now called the Fair Tax Act of 2025. So this was introduced in early January, so Jan 3rd, and the bill is sponsored by Congressman Earl Carter. He's out of Georgia. Now, he puts forward a lot of bills about taxes. I think it's fair to say he's very anti-taxation. He has another bill trying to make the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act permanent, which is fine. I think that's probably going to happen anyway. He's got a separate one trying to just repeal the gift and estate taxes altogether. And so he's got this Fair Tax Act of 2025. Now, what's a little different with this one is he proposes, in addition to the tariffs, get rid of all of the income taxes, but change it to some sort of national sales tax. Now, what's the likelihood of this going anywhere? Probably close to zero, to be honest. So if you look at the bill, it was introduced in early January. It hasn't really made any headway since then. Most bills, I think the rate is maybe 6% that actually get passed. And when you look at the number of co-sponsors, he's only got 13 co-sponsors on this, which they say there's no correlation between bills getting passed and the number of co-sponsors. But practically, you would think that if you have a bill that's got a lot of support, you're going to see co-sponsors in the 60, 70, 80 range, not limited to just 13. So if we have a quick look at the bill, just to highlight some of the important parts here. So the overall goal here is to repeal the 16th Amendment, get rid of the income tax, and replace it with a national sales tax. So if we look at Section 101 here, we can see that the repeal of the income tax, so subtitle A of the IRC. So if we have a quick look at that, in the Internal Revenue Code is found in Title 26 of the U.S. Code. And so subtitle A is right here, so income taxes. So everything in here completely gone. So income taxes on personal income, corporate income, taxes on self-employment income, withholding taxes on non-residents and foreign corporations, all that's going to be gone. And then in addition to that, he also wants to get rid of subtitle B, right? So get rid of the estate and gift tax, and then also get rid of subtitle C, which is the payroll taxes, right? So we've got subtitle B, estate and gift taxes, and subtitle C are those employment taxes. So if you're self-employed, the self-employment taxes would be gone. If you're an employee, you see those FICA taxes coming out of your paycheck every week, the Social Security, the Medicare. And then if you're a business owner, you see that you have to match that as well. So those elements would be completely gone also. And then they would be moving to just a pure national sales tax. So if we have a quick look at that, because like what we see in Bermuda and the Cayman, the rates are quite high. So if we look at, let's find where they have the imposition of the tax. Let me scroll on down here. Okay, here we go. So the tax is going to be imposed on the use or consumption in the U.S. of any taxable property or services. So that's the general standard, right? Everything is going to be taxable unless there's an exception that applies. Now, in the 2027 calendar year, so that's when this thing would start, the rate of tax is going to be 23% of the gross payment for the taxable property or service. All right, 23%. So for those of you that live in states like California or Washington State, which have, I think, some of the highest in the country, it might be 8.5% to 10%, somewhere in there. I mean, imagine now paying a 23% national sales tax on whatever product or service you pay for just to kind of live and get by, right? So very, very high rates, sustainable, who knows? I mean, I think, this is certainly a tax that will likely benefit the wealthy, probably more. I mean, to be honest, right? I mean, these are consumption-based taxes. And so for that reason, it's probably not going to work. Probably why this bill hasn't been moving forward as quickly as the bill's sponsor would have liked. Now, the last thing to note here is the end goal here is to get these things changed, but it's also ultimately a repeal of the 16th Amendment. So Title IV, very last item on there, the elimination of the sales tax if the 16th Amendment is not repealed. So if the 16th Amendment is not repealed, so the 16th Amendment being the amendment of the Constitution that allows the federal government to tax your income, if that's not repealed before the end of the 7-year period beginning on the date of the enactment of this act, then all provisions of and amendments by shall not apply to any use or consumption in any year beginning after December 31st. So so that's the end of it. So you've got 7 years of sales taxes, and if within that 7-year period we can't get the 16th Amendment repealed to just formally get rid of all income taxes, then this thing just goes away altogether. So an interesting bill, an interesting idea to float, but again, the likelihood of this going anywhere, I think, is slim to none. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what President Trump and his administration come up with, what they propose, and then we'll kind of take it from there. But for the time being, I imagine the income tax, as it stands, is here to stay. And we will likely see an extension of those Tax Cuts and Jobs Act provisions. So those are going to sunset, meaning expire at the end of 2025, unless they're extended or new legislation is put forward. So I think I'm betting on them being extended, but we'll see. We just have to wait and see. All right, so that covers it for this update. I hope that was kind of informative. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next one. Bye.